And a very big hello, everybody. Welcome to Okayama International Raceway for Formula Vee top tier racing. This should be the strongest SOF of the week, and they're racing around this track that's 3.65 kilometres in length, 34 degrees the temperature at the moment, an elevation of just over 250 metres. Of course, it's in Japan at Okayama. Currently at the moment, a little bit of wind out there, 28 kilometres per hour of wind and about a 95% humidity, as you can see by the look on your screen at the moment with all of the haze that is out there. Nathan Morony currently leads the championship coming into this round of week 7. He has 1,327 points, and the three main protagonists that are going to be doing battle with him here today are out there as well. They're in the championship hunt. Christopher Casiano, 1,260 points in second spot for him. Then we go back to Christian Flagg in third, 1,211. And Suleman Khan, we round out the top four there, all doing battle in the top tier of the week. Now, many of you, as we get set for the start of this one, would remember the Big V with Sambo iRacing. Well, Brooksy doesn't do it anymore, and I missed it. So I thought I'd come back. I can't race with these guys. I'm nowhere near their iRating, but I thought I might do some commentary. So if this is what you like myself, and this is what you want to see, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up and making a comment down in the comments below. If we get enough support, I'll do this each and every week for you. And we are just about to get underway with qualifying. First man out there, Alexander Bulgersrud, is looking to try and make his way forward in the championship here, currently being led by Nathan Morony, who we'll see out there in a few moments' time. Alexander Renga, great to see him back, mixing in the top 10 standings at the moment. A very fast driver on his days, Alexander, and generally a front runner. James Foster in this mix as well. Christian Flagg, we'll be talking lots about him. There he is in the number 5 car for this event. Sits himself perfectly situated in the top 10 and looking to try and find his way forward. And our championship leader coming into this round, Nathan Morony, out on track as well. Waiting for the times to start to pop up. You'll see that they'll do one flying lap, go back to the pits, and then head out again. They like colder tyres for these qualifying sessions. Alexander making his way around at the moment. It's got a purple first sector. A little bit slower in the second sector for him. Runs a little bit wide there. Hasn't recorded an off track, so he'll be right to continue on. A little bit slower in that second sector. He'll be gutted with this. He'll be hoping to put this thing on pole position. And pole here is going to be absolutely vital. Once again, runs very, very wide. Doesn't score an off track. So that'll help out his progression. What can he do? Comes onto the start-finish straight and decides to, he's not going to make it. So he bows out of it. Alexander, Kieran Shanks is out there as well. So too Suleman Khan sits in 5th spot coming into the championship. We're expecting a lot out of him from this round, a very consistent campaigner. And he goes straight to the top of the list. The time to beat's a 150.857. Alexander Renga right behind. Now James Foster has taken the quick time. He's gone 150.50, 150.50. Kieran on a bit of a flyer at the moment. He goes to the top of the pops, 150.1 for him. Very similar colour scheme from a distance to James Foster. Todd has made his way up into a 3rd, then Christian Flagg right behind him. Suleman Khan, Alexander, and Nathan Morony sits in 7th at the moment. Plenty of work to do for Nathan. Mendoza is on a flyer. Mendoza, does he go to the top? No, second quickest. 150.3 for him. Christopher Casiano, 3rd in the championship in the Silver Bullet. Finds himself 3rd quickest at the end of his first flying lap. Alexander back out on track. Bulgersrud but finds himself down the pecking order. He was just about to start a flying lap. Shanks is on a flyer. Let's join him. Down through the twisty section of the circuit. He's got purple for his second sector. Currently sits on pole position, 150.1. His time to beat. A man who's very quick on his day. Up through the right-hander, feeds the gas on, careful not to run wide. There's pretty much flat chat here. A green mark for his third sector, which means as fast as he's gone today, but not fast enough to be the quickest out there. Comes down to the start-finish line. Can he improve? 151. 150.1 to be more precise. 150.0. So he's cemented himself into pole position, a provisional pole sitter. Mendoza out there. Christian Flagg finds himself moving up into 5th spot. 150.6 for him and bows out. Alexander Buggersrud, right on the closing point, has managed to take pole position with a 149.927. Kieran Shanks alongside. That is huge. So let's see the way they're going to line up for the running of this top split of the week. Alexander Buggersrud takes our pole position. Kieran Shanks alongside. Mendoza, Casiano, Foster, Flagg, Todd. Then we go back to Nathan Morony, Suleman Khan, Zach Plum, and Alexander Owenga rounding out the top 11 drivers. Let's get set to go. It's on for young and old. The championship is at stake. Kieran Shanks will start out at 2nd spot. Alexander Buggersrud on pole position, waiting for the lights to go out. The revs start to build, and we are away and racing in the top split of the week for the Formula Vee series in top tier racing. Alexander Buggersrud leads them down towards turn 1. Kieran Shanks sits there in 2nd. Mendoza in a battle for 3rd position at the moment with Chris Casiano. Chris tucks in behind him. In behind that, we go back to Christian Flagg. Foster. Todd in the mix as well. Back to Nathan, who's got plenty of work to do. Tries to make his way forward. Looks around the outside of Todd. Goes down the inside. Can he make it work? Coming onto the back straight. Doesn't want to fall out of slipstream too much, but Kieran Shanks holds down the race lead at the moment as they start their run towards the right-hander. Alexander Buggersrud wants to take him on. They're side by side, but he's going to have the outside going down towards the right-hander. 12 minutes on the clock for top-tier racing here. No, can't make the overtaking manoeuvre. Stick and Mendoza all over the back of him. Casiano with a sneaky look up the inside there on Mendoza. Manages to get 3rd spot. Mendoza wants to go on with it. Foster in front of Christian Flagg, battling right behind him as well. This is the state of play. Now very congested back there for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. There's a gaggle of cars. This can't end well, surely. Mendoza back in front of Chris Casiano. Kieran Shanks leading the way, and they've got a bit of a gap. Kieran and Alexander back to Avery, sitting there in 3rd. Still in the slipstream, though. Foster right up on their tail. And Casiano is chatting with Mendoza, saying, do you want a bump? Yeah, he says, do it. Alexander attacking the race leader at the moment, down into turn 1, tries for the switchback. Can he make it work? No, Kieran's awake to it. Shuts the door. The number 1 ranked driver in this round, 7.8K. Check out the numbers on screen, people. 6.6 for Alexander Buggersrud. Buggersrud looks to the outside as they come to the back straight. He'll be looking for a dive down into the next turn, the right-hander. But Mendoza pushes him wide, sticks his nose up the inside. Mendoza wants to go on with this. Down the back straight they go. It's cars absolutely side by side now as they make their way down towards this section. 3 wide, in fact, as they come down towards the right-hander. Kieran Shanks, 156.74, fastest lap of the race. Around the outside goes Foster on Mendoza and Alexander. finds himself in second spot. A great move by him there to move his way forward and pick up very valuable championship points. Christian Flagg in fifth, back to sixth, and going backwards after a problem. Contact there for Christopher Casiano. He'll be gutted with that, and he's bringing himself back on track. Let's see if we can go back and take a look at what happened with Christopher Casiano. Just past that, let's come back a little bit, and we'll change our camera angle. Yeah, just run out of track. Probably tough for him, sticking his nose where it probably wasn't required, and he's paid the ultimate price, the man who sits third in the championship. He'll see it a different way.
Do you guys just like fly amongst each other for a win? Like, how does it work? I'm confused.
Don't be confused, James. You're out there in second spot. Just keep pushing forward. That's the important part. Kieran Shanks goes back to the race lead. Foster back there in second. Then we go to Mendoza. Alexander around the outside of him, trying to work his way forward. Get back into that top three. And more importantly, close in on the top two. Mendoza holds the line. What can Alexander do? He's got his beak just in front. Oh, Mendoza's gone all blinky. Flagg lets him know, you're blinking, mate. You're blinking. Not that that's going to help. Kieran Shanks holding down the lead at the moment. Foster all over the back of him. Nathan Morony, our championship leader, sits back there in sixth spot. The Australian with work to do. Down into the braking area. No change. Renga goes very defensive there. Boogazrud can't do anything about it. Sits back there in fourth, and that gap is starting to increase at the moment. The gap just on the second mark between third and second, which is going to be vital for this race. Getting ready to set sights on another lap. Nothing between the top two. They only need to fight for a couple of corners, and Alexander Renga will be right up on their tail, and he'll bring three other drivers with him. Christian Flagg sitting right at the back of this battle. We haven't said much about Christian. Very capable pilot, fastest man on track on his day, and a very, very wily competitor. Running wide is Foster, and that's going to cost him. All over the back of him at the moment is Alexander Renga. Can he make it count? He's got Alexander Boogazrud sitting right behind him. Christian Flagg also waiting to pounce. This is the battle for second, and that has given Kieran Shanks a little bit of a gap. Now, Renga goes around the outside. Can he make it work? Runs a little bit wide. That's going to be costly for him. So Foster able to hold down the spot, but will Renga get more top speed coming down the straight? Pulls out to run side by side. Can he get the overtaking manoeuvre done? Look at that. Alexander Boogazrud giving him a push. Christian Flagg giving Foster a push. Almost turns him around in the process. Very difficult to bump draft in a Formula Vee. But Alexander Renga has moved up, and he's run wide. He's thrown it. He has thrown it out the door and falls back to fourth spot. Foster lives to play another day. Alexander Boogazrud off track by a mile. Out in the boomstocks, and Kieran Shanks is just pulling away. He's got a 2-second gap over the rest of the field. You can almost hear him laughing from here. He can see no one in his revision mirror, really. That's a commanding lead, and I don't think they're going to catch him. Let's go further back in the field. They've got Nathan Morony, the man who currently leads the championship. Happy just to sit back there and pick up points. He's got Alexander Boogazrud sitting right behind him after that off-track excursion. Mendoza, who was up in the top three at the beginning of this race, he's back there in seventh. Zach Plum back there in ninth spot. Suleman Khan all over the back of him. The two fellow countrymen working hard on each other at the moment. Battle on for second still. James Foster doing a great job to hold off this gaggle of cars. James, a 5K driver. Renga, a 5.9. Christian Flagg gets a run on him. Christian, 5.9k driver as well. And Morony has made his way forward. Here's Morony getting back into the fight. And he's got a run here. Renga and Christian Flagg doing battle side by side. Nathan decides to back out of it. Mendoza trying to find his way forward. Active in chat at the moment. Alexander Boogazrad tries to find a way forward. Look at this, 4 wide. They try and sort it out and make it 2x2. Big wide run there by Renga. He's lost a spot and tagged our championship leader in Nathan Morony as he came back on track.
Wait, sorry, it's trucks or what is it?
Foster still able to hold down second as he's still asking what the hell's going on here. And while this is all going on, 3.2 seconds the gap now to Kieran Shanks as he just pulls away. Big off track there for Nathan Morony in the background. He's under the walls. He's going backwards at a rate of knots. Finds himself back there in 6th spot at the moment. Does the championship leader. In behind him, Alexander, Todd, Zach is right up in this battle as well. And Suleman Khan's followed them through. Laps are ticking down for our race leader.
Anyway, we'll see you guys in there.
Up in 2nd spot at the moment. Alexander Renga's fought back. Christian Flagg sneaks up into 3rd. Just forcing Foster a little bit wide, all fair. Still side by side. Foster's not prepared to bow out of this. Using every bit of iRating experience that he's got to try and battle with Christian Flagg, who, as I mentioned, is a very wily campaigner. Nathan Morony's fought his way back up into 5th. Now Alexander's had a big dive on him. Oh, and they're touched. And Nathan's been sent off to the boondocks. He has been sent out into no man's land. He's back there in 2nd last at the moment with Christopher Casiano. Devastating for his championship prospects. Renga holds down 2nd. Foster giving him a battle. Christian tries to give Renga a little bit of a bump draft. And it didn't work, almost put him into the wall. As a result, sketchy times they are, sketchy times. Foster equal to the task at the moment. And big problems in the background. Suleman Khan went off, had a huge off there a second ago in the background as they were battling for positions. Christopher Casiano trying to work his way forward. He's up behind Nathan Morony. Christian Flagg right in the middle of this fight at the moment. Alexander Renga, Foster, Flagg, Todd. Then we go back to Plum. Let's see how this plays out. And while it's all taking place, Kieran has just bolted. He's 5 seconds further down the track. And this will be a white flag lap. White flag being displayed, so there's one more lap to go. Kieran Shanks leading at the moment, and as you can see, has got no pressure. Looking to try and elevate himself in the championship. This is where all the action is at the moment. Now, Kieran Shanks not in the top 10 in the championship hunt. So I suppose Nathan can take some heartwarming thought processes as a result of that, but this is not over. Foster being very commanding at the moment as they make their way down the back straight. We go into the helicopter. 2 by 2 as they battle out the minor positions here. 3 wide. 4 wide. Let's go, boys. Let's go. 3 wide into the turn. Renga gets into the side of Christian Flagg. A bit of a bump there. Gets the same back in return. Foster holds down 2nd. Flagg moves up to 3rd. Renga back into 4th spot. In behind him, Zach Plum has made up a mile of ground. Well done, Zach. Great to see him out there and battling so hard. But onto the start-finish straight comes our race leader. Well, almost onto the start-finish straight. Just a couple more turns to negotiate for him. Christian Flagg still in a mountain of hurt at the moment. Alexander Renga sneaks up the inside. Zach Plum goes defensive. Alexander Boogazrad makes contact as well. He's backed into the rear end of Mendoza, but Kieran Shanks, I should say, comes down across the line, 7.8k driver is going to take victory here in the top split of the week, the top tier race. Second spot, it's going to be Foster. Right behind him, a gaggle of cars. Zach Plum right into the back of Christian Flagg. Renger gets in there as well. So it's going to be Christian Flagg, Alexander Renger, Zach Plum. Then we go back to Todd Avery. Alexander Bugasrud sits back there in 8th. Nathan Morony, disappointing for him. So too Chris Casiano, 3rd in the championship. And Suleman Khan rounds out the top 3. There are the official race results at the end of week 8, the top tier of the week. A massive SOF in this one. Kieran Shanks, well done to him. He takes the victory. 5, nearly 6 seconds in front of James Foster, Christian Flagg, Alexander Renger, Zach Plum. Then we go back to Todd Avery, Alexander, Nathan, Christopher, and Suleman Khan rounding out the top 11. If you're interested in V Racing, that league ID that you can see on screen is the Formula Vee Trophy Series. Just go to Leagues, pop that number in if you want to come race with some of the best in the world. There it is, the top split of the week for the championship, the overall world championship for Formula V's. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you do, please let me know in the comments. Like the video. If we get enough support for this, we'll do it every single week. Bring you the top tier of racing and the highest SOS of the week. We'll look forward to catching up with you soon. Bye for now.